Alright, what's up, guys? This is Isaiah, and this is Jordan here to bring you another podcast about what we're reading and what we're seeing in Marvel and DC comics and other comics in general. Did you want to start?
I'm just so surprised that you started the intro this time. Like, the world's grown since I've last done one of these. Hi guys, it's me again. I'm back. I know I was in the last one and we're short Dominic this time. Scheduling's hard. But hey, let's talk about DC Comics because I don't have anything to say about Marvel other than they're disgusting currently with their writings of the Civil War story. Like, I like some of the Marvel characters. That's cool. Clone Conspiracy also is bugging me.
The Clone Conspiracy, they don't actually touch on the fact that the original Peter Parker is still dead.
But they do, in the sense that you see him die again.
Yes.
And now the original Peter Parker is officially ultra mega super ultra dead. And like, I guess just
So basically, in that book, they tell you, and you find out in Spider-Verse that like Superior Spider-Man or Spock, people like to call him, he basically created a backup plan for his consciousness because he finds out that sooner or later that he's going to lose his body to Peter Parker. So during the event of Spider-Verse, he was trying his best to stop that.
You mean lose Peter's body to Peter?
Yeah.
Go on.
And basically what he did was he put a version of his consciousness inside of this little machine that he created, and then when the time was right, it just popped out of the grave and started looking for a body. It just so happened that Dr. Octopus was having his body cloned by, I forget what they were called, but they're getting their body cloned, and he pretty much hijacks that clone with his device, and then Dr. Octopus or the Superior Spider-Man, air quotes, pretty much gets his body back. They don't really talk about like how that Peter Parker that originally died is dead, but they just talk about how Superior Spider-Man or Dr. Octopus came back to life with the memories of
Dr. Octopus came back to life in the clone body of himself.
Yes.
Taking over his own body again.
Yes.
And he's in his body again and he's all him.
He actually has a fight inside that mind.
Yeah.
With a version of Peter Parker's Spider-Man.
With Spider-Man. With the original Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Who's now dead. And now we just have some weird clone that was fabricated.
So pretty much Dr. Octopus or Spock pretty much was like, hey, I got myself a new body.
Why do you keep calling him Spock? He's just Dr. Octopus now.
Well, it's with the memories of like the events of Superior Spider-Man.
Which is still just Dr. Octopus in Spider-Man's body. He's just Dr. Octopus.
I just feel like it's just like with that type of, like, it's not the Dr. Octopus, the bad guy. It's
but
like
he is again now. Back again once again to be the original Dr. Octopus.
I hate that. I hate that so much.
They didn't learn anything from being Superior Spider-Man?
Yeah. It seems like with a lot of Marvel writings, it's just like there's a lot of lessons that don't actually get learned.
That's the lesson, kids. Don't learn your lesson. Anyways, DC's doing really well. Night of the Monster Men was the Batman event that we weren't excited for because it didn't do anything with Rebirth, and it didn't do anything with Rebirth, but it was still a fun event. Some of the art was bad, but I don't have much to say about that stuff because I want to focus on the fun, the highlights of DC right now, which is, first of all, Trinity, which finally started. The book I've been waiting for since I saw its cover that follows Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman, and it's amazing.
It's definitely a good read. The issue two was really nice to read. The fact that even though I'm probably not going to spoil what was happening, but Superman pretty much kind of meets or gets a chance to or gets to talk about or things about his father or things with his father is like
Superman runs into Jonathan Kent, and Superman being a father now gets to kind of talk about being a father, and kind of gets to coach Jonathan Kent, who's struggling to be a father to Clark. He gets to coach his dad by just telling him that his dad's already great and perfect, and it's really touching, and it celebrates kind of some legacy of DC, which is really great. And it's just the character interactions are still really solid between Bruce, Diana, and Clark, because they all are going through like different things, and they all have different points of view, and they clash and they coalesce really well. Diana's so smart and sensible and understanding. Clark so rigid. Oh, so sorry, not Clark, but Bruce, who's so rigid and stiff, but like the man's got a bleeding heart, and then you've got Clark, who's just like this cautious but kind and open guy, you know, where like he'll be like nervous at first, but then like once you get in on Clark, he's just like the nicest, softest teddy bear.
I really liked how Clark's father was portrayed in this story. He was literally just a saint. He was like, I don't care what's going on. I don't care what's happening. I just want my son to be okay. Mm-hmm. Even if that means going with you, as long as he's doing okay and he's doing great, I will be fine.
The writing's fantastic, but there's another thing about it that's great, and that's the art. Trinity, first of all, its first two covers are phenomenal. The second cover is beautiful. I was really caught off guard by that. And the vibrant intros they all get in the first issue, that's like, yeah, it's Superman, yeah, it's Wonder Woman, yeah, it's Batman, are fantastic. Francis Manapul is just really doing a great job all around on this book, and I'm really glad that he's the guy who got to be at the helm of this book, because I'm just so satisfied. But we're only on issue 2, and I gotta say, the first villain that we see in Trinity, you know, it's Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. Like, I'm surprised by their pick. I'm happily surprised by their pick. You know,
I can actually see that villain, you know, doing some damage to the three characters.
She already is. Yeah. And like but it's great that they're not doing like, you know, the biggest names. You know, like on the first cover you see Doomsday, Lex Luthor, Joker, and Cheetah, and it's like they choose any of those big names for their first villain, and that's good. That's good.
I'm super jealous of DC's art. DC's art is so much better than Marvel's for the most part. There are like 2 or 3 books I'm just like, okay, I can live with this art, but the rest of them, it is an ordeal.
If you get, sometimes you'll get lucky though. Marvel, they got like Phil Noto over there, and Phil Noto's art's fantastic.
Yeah, like I said, they have some good art over there. Like I know most of the art in A-Force I enjoyed, and even Gwenpool is just like, it's pretty neat. And Spider-Man by Miles Morales and Civil War 2, the art.
Sarah Pichelli?
I don't know.
Oh man, you learn artist names.
Yeah, only ones I know is like Ramos, and that's because I just hate his art with a passion.
Nah.
Like every character looks the same.
You know whose art I don't like at all? John Romita Jr.
What did he?
Kick-Ass, Captain America.
Yeah.
His fucking art sucks, dude.
Dude, it is disgusting. Like it worked for Kick-Ass. It did. But I saw it for like a Wolverine book and a Captain America book. I was just like, why is this art here?
Yeah, that's actually why I didn't read Captain America and Marvel now, because I'm pretty sure he was the one at the helm, and he's doing the art for All-Star Batman, which is by Scott Snyder, but he's helming the art, and that's just, I can't deal with that. So I haven't read any of All-Star Batman yet.
But Ramos's art is literally just like all the faces and the hairs look the same. The only way you can tell the difference between each of the characters is by their clothing. Like, unless it's a character like Iceman, where it's like, you cannot fuck up making Iceman look different from the rest of the humans in the world. He will make most of them look similar, for the most part.
But like they're great artists in the business, and I just like seeing some of the art utilized. Superman is my other favorite book from DC right now, and it wins on the art level.
Definitely.
It's not bad. It's not the best art, but it's like Superman from issue 1 to issue 9, where we're at now, has been like a celebration of what it means to be a comic book. You know, Clark with his son is first off just that great. You get those family values, those lessons, those stuff. They're nice and heartwarming. You got the crazy adventures to the very small adventures. Number 7 was still one of my favorite issues to come out of any comics lately because it's just such a simple story.
Which one was that again?
It's the one where they go to the fair.
Oh,
They
yes.
interact with town. It's such...
The art was so beautiful in that. I felt like I was there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I saw that and I was like, I would want to be here. I would love to go to this fair.
Yeah, the art was great, and it was like the perfect break book because it's just, you see them all interact with the town. You see a lot of building on like the world they are in and everything like that. And you see
The characters look different.
Yeah, you see all the characters interacting. You see all that stuff. You see Clark be Clark, and like, I'm gonna spend today with my... First off, hold on. That book opens up with a really beautiful scene of Superman just kind of flying around with Superman, and then it's like, oh yeah, I got some extra time. I'll go help out the Justice League. And like, he always helping everyone out. Everyone's like, thanks. Batman's like a punk, and he's like, oh man, what are you doing here? It's like, I came in to help. It's like, I didn't ask for help. I don't usually wait for people to ask. Well, wait for me to ask.
Oh, shut up, Batman.
And then Superman just goes on, and he spends some time with his family, and it's just a charming little break of a book. And I really recommend Superman to everyone. And then from Superman 8 and 9 launches into this crazy fun, like, on Dinosaur Island adventure.
Dude, that world was so great. And
it was super cool. And did you read the most recent one? Did you read number 9?
Yes,
Oh my god. The soldier guy, who was so amazing.
That was a part of the group, The Losers?
Yeah.
Oh my god. The creations that were there, the animals that were there, they looked like there was a lot of danger and stuff going on. Mm-hmm. And I was like, this is actually fun to read. All the action
Superman
was just popping out.
Is a fantastic book. I cannot recommend it enough. It has been consistently strong. And number 10 I'm really excited for because it's Batman and Robin meets Superman and Superboy. Jonathan and Clark are gonna meet Bruce and Damian.
I just imagine Damian just being a little shit. Like, I can fuck you up, and like Jonathan just pushes him and he just goes into off a cliff or something.
Like, did you see the cover for it?
Yeah.
Where they're just facing off against each other and they're all just looking smug, especially the two kids. Oh my god. I can't wait for that book to come out.
Like, they got the perfect people on that book. And that's one of the things I'm like super jealous with because we have no good writers in Marvel.
Whoa. You do not have no good writers.
Well, I mean, we might have like
what's his name? What is his name? I don't want to forget his name. The guy who did...
Well, the guy who does...
with Alex Ross. He also did Superman Birthright. Mark Waid. I'm pretty sure he's working at Marvel right now. And Mark Waid's a really good writer, and I like his work.
Well, I do like
what he's doing currently, but...
I do like the guy who's writing the Deadpool comics. They're kind of going down this route where Deadpool's married to this evil, like, demon queen. And they're kind of showing, like, how Deadpool trying to be a good person. Mm-hmm. Also, they do this in Spidey and Deadpool, where Deadpool's trying to be, like, a good person. You can see it throughout all the Marvel Universe. Deadpool is trying his best to be a good person. Mm-hmm. But that's not why his wife married him. She married him because he was a crazy asshole. And it gets to the point where she even, like, cheats on him with some wolf man.
Peter Tomasi and Patrick Gleason. They're the team on Superman, and I've read their books before. I've seen their art before, and you know what? I've never been as pleased or impressed as I have been during this run. They've got some other people working on it, but those are the main two, it looks like. And just, like Doug Monk made a feature in one of the books. But like those two are the features, and they're really great. So I have to give them a shout out.
But with the Deadpool book, the most recent issue was Wade going to help a person who was about to commit suicide on his building deal with that. And originally it starts off with a joke like, hey, don't jump off my building. This is my building. Go to Parker Industries if you want to do that. Mm-hmm. And it gets to a point where he starts actually caring about this person's safety and well-being. So he tries his best to cheer her up. But he realizes that he's Deadpool. He can't stop somebody from wanting to commit suicide. So later in the book, he ends up calling, what is it? It's one of those emergency places where whenever somebody needs psychiatric help, it's coming out of blank. Mental institutions.
Mm-hmm.
And throughout the whole day that they're going through this adventure, it leads to him taking her there, telling her, hey, look, at the end of the day, I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to these type of things. You need professional help. You're either going to go there or I'm going to make you, because I can't just let you kill yourself. And usually the old Deadpool would have just let her do it and just went about his day.
Mm-hmm.
As long as she did it somewhere else. But I like the development that Deadpool's going through. I like the idea of him trying to be a good person and still being a lighthearted and funny person. In other books, I do feel bad that A-Force is ending. That was the one series in Marvel that I was constantly okay with. I liked the story and the art was really good. I like the use of the characters of Medusa, Nico, She-Hulk, and Captain Marvel, but Civil War 2 kind of split those two guys apart, with Jennifer Walters being in the hospital and Captain Marvel being crazy and Medusa being Medusa. So
you really don't like Medusa?
I don't so far, because everything I've seen her in, she's just a jerk. Even then, like when they use Ulysses to help out the humans, it was only so they can keep their keep themselves positive in the human eye for Inhumans.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't have cared if whatever was attacking Earth wasn't going to affect them. She just saw it as an opportunity to do something and get herself or advance herself or her people. And it was just like, whatever. And then they show more of it in Death of X. And Medusa, like, she tries to show sympathy for the mutants that are dying in that book. But, like, at the end of the day, she kind of talks to a picture of Black Bolt saying, if we have to, we will lay these guys out. If they start a war with us, and that's understandable, she's a queen. But the fact that Marvel's trying their best to push the Inhumans, and it's kind of having an opposite effect on me, especially because it caused Civil War 2, which is arguably one of the worst Marvel events that I've ever read.
Ouch.
Once again, it brings the things that I don't like about Marvel Civil War, or Marvel in general. One, they don't like to follow consistency. They don't like to be consistent with their stuff. There's a lot of things that's going on in other books and other things that people created that aren't being, talked about in the main event. Also, you don't know what's going on in that book if you're just reading that book. You have to read Captain America's book in order to get a general idea of what's going on. And even then, that's like a fucking cop-out.
It is.
They're just like, Steve Rogers is behind everything. And it's just like, yeah, I can kind of see it, but I kind of can't.
It doesn't always suit the area. Like,
and I didn't like that crap in I didn't like it in Avengers vs. X-Men that much. It was a little bit better there because you still got most of the story. The side books were like, okay, those are nice little tidbits.
I have to say, though, events can be tricky because, like, Flashpoint, the original comic event as it came out was kind of, like, rough. Like, a lot of people were like, I don't know how I feel about this event. Just keep going through it. I don't really like it. And then you get to issue 6 of Flashpoint, or 5. I don't know if that was a 6 or 5 issue event, but you get to like the final issue event, and like the twist finally hits you, and you're like, holy shit, this whole event is amazing, based off this one final issue, because it makes everything else that I've been reading so far worth it. So we gotta sit through Civil War 2. I will say I'm massively disappointed by it as it goes so far. And it's like the fact that they're dragging it out so long, they're taking their time with it. Their releases is not lending it any favors, because it's gonna hit a point of like, you've gone so far down.
They're already bringing out books.
The pull back up is going to be hard.
They already have books that are on the aftermath of Civil War 2 that came out. That's Champions. That happened after Civil War 2.
Well, hold on. No, that did not happen after Civil War 2. That happened because of some of the events that have occurred in Civil War 2. No?
I'm pretty sure it's after Civil War 2.
But it does...
Because I know Nova and Spider-Man leave, and that has to be at least after issue 5.
Yeah. It's not like it's post Civil War 2, but it's like Civil War 2 is creating these issues with these characters, which are causing them to do these things, which are creating these new things. But it's not like they've done the thing that you do in most events where you release the Aftermath book, which is literally a book titled Aftermath.
Yeah, but it's like it's his own book, and I still freaking hate this art. So I'm looking at it right now.
Champions.
Yeah, it's by Ramos. Or, I don't know if I'm actually saying that right. Yeah, it's Ramos.
Speaking of art and books and writing and stuff, I'm gonna shout. We shout out.
Yeah, no, it's in the aftermath of the second Civil War too. It says on the top. Yeah, that's the aftermath, dude. Which is just like, now we have a lot of stuff going on in this book. They've extended the period. I don't know why they've waited so long.
Mark Waid's the writer of this book. He's a good writer.
Yeah, the book's not bad so far.
Humberto Ramos, though.
The art for him, I don't like his art.
It's pretty bad. I just want to say, as long as we're shouting out random people and we're talking about art and book and quality, we have to give Trinity another just passing comment, because I want everyone to understand that Francis Manapul's the only one working on that book. I was looking at the Superman books, and Peter J. Tomasi and Patrick Gleason are like the writers, and they have various artists come in and out. They usually have like, what is this, a 5-man team, a 6-man team on this book, 4-man team on this book, but you got over in Trinity just Francis Manapul holding the fort down by himself, and just props to that. That's hard work, man.
Like, I don't like Ramos's art as much as, like, I hate it so much that I would rather have Kevin Walker's art. And Kevin Walker's art is just like, female characters all look the same. They don't know how to make characters look like their original character. And he has a weird, like, gauntlet fetish.
Interesting.
He's the reason why Nico has the witch arm. Well, him and the writer. Speaking of the writer, who is absolute garbage, Dennis Hopeless, he brings in another inconsistency in his book, All New X-Men, which is also garbage. So they start talking about how, you know, the original X-Men from the past, or at least Iceman, Beast, Cyclops, and Angel. Because Jean Grey's doing her own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And in this story, they're talking about how Bobby he came out of the closet, he's gay, and they want him to mingle and whatnot. And he meets this Inhuman whose ability is to make people feel good about themselves or calm down people. Once again, a person who can calm people down, and an Inhuman. So now...
Are you on this issue again?
Yes, because they brought it back up.
No, you brought it back up.
No, it was in the most recent comic.
Did he say I could have helped the Hulk?
Well, no, they don't say that he could have helped the Hulk, but they give you a straight up idea of what his powers are.
So if they're not bringing up the Hulk, you're bringing it up. You gotta let it go.
Where was this guy then? What was this guy doing?
Staying safe, because the humans are in danger.
No, they're not that much in danger.
They're not that much in danger.
What are they even in danger of? They
the
don't
Hulk
even
killing them.
The Hulk was going to kill everybody apparently,
including them.
So they just said, "Hey, you know that guy who makes people feel great about themselves? Let's keep him somewhere in a closet."
We don't need to make the Hulk feel great about killing us.
We need to make Bruce Banner feel great about himself, so he doesn't become the Hulk.
I don't know, man. It's a risky line.
That's a dumbass line.
You should relax, man. You should relax.
Like, it gets on my nerves because I hate that kind of thing. I hate the fact that they know that this information exists.
I'm glad I was reading.
And they will not address it.
Being happy. Going, Superman's the fucking greatest, guys. And you're over there reading Marvel like, man, shit's terrible. Everything sucks.
They're getting rid of all of my good books.
Why did I spend money on these books?
This hack of a writer is still writing in this company. Like, bring back the Ultimate Universe so he can write characters in there. Stop fucking up my main universe.
Last week I got like Superman and Trinity. This week I got Superman and Trinity. Next week I'm going to be getting Wonder Woman, Action Comics, and Detective Comics, which is like Trinity all over again, except they're all individual books. And that's I'm just stay winning, DC. As the internet would put it.
Like, I'm going to find out what his powers.
His powers are letting the Hulk kill all his friends.
His powers are letting people feel good about themselves, pretty much.
You keep saying that. Are you gonna find it?
Yes, I am. It's like, right around here.
Well,
yeah, here it is.
Oh, he's got it. Let's see.
That line right there.
I'm an emotional empath. I can sense and manipulate people's emotions. Calm them down.
Because
warm them up. Whatever. It's really useful with new Inhumans like him. People tend to come out thinking I'm feeling pretty ramped up, scared, and confused. So sometimes patrol with Crystal's team. I run in first and do my thing, then scoop them up.
Once again, some random character was created just came out of the closet, Bobby Drake, which I fucking can't stand.
What?
The fact that they made the original Iceman gay.
Why?
Because they already had good gay characters. Why don't they give those guys love? What happened to North Star? Where is North Star?
Sometimes people forget characters exist.
Like, literally, I was just like, what type of personality would Bobby Drake, the jokester, be as a gay person? And I thought about it, it would just be North Star.
He would just be the same jokester.
Yeah,
but
gay.
He likes...
Which is North Star.
Look, man, I don't know what to tell you.
And I was like, he's a good character. I like him.
Is North Star in anything?
No, he's not.
Well, then, they forgot about him. But they didn't forget about Bobby. Will they forget about him now that he's gay? Stay tuned.
They probably won't. I mean, they remember, original X-Men Bobby. The other one's just doing his thing around, in other X-Men books. He's kind of always in the background.
So is he gay, too?
I guess he's supposed to be.
I don't understand.
They stated in the 600 issue of Uncanny X-Men, where, Bobby Drake's just like, hey, older me, I'm gay. That means you're gay. He's just like, what? Yeah, I'm gay. So you're gay. Yeah, you're right. I'm gay. How did you find out? Jean Grey just read my mind and told me I was gay. Oh, so I guess we're gay. That's literally what happened. Jean Grey read his mind. He's just like, why do you make jokes about, all these women and whatnot when, you're gay? I was like, so Jean Grey has never figured out that Bobby Drake is gay. She just let it be.
What?
I fucking hate Jean Grey.
I understand what you just told me. Sound like a woman just read your mind and said gay, and then he said, really? I guess, okay.
He literally was like, maybe I'm just bi. She's like, nope, you're gay. Literally, that's what she did.
This is the worst kind of writing ever. I don't understand.
I could probably bring up the issue. It would take me a bit, and I would have to download it.
To read it. I don't think I want to submit myself to such torture.
I would have been okay with the reveal of him being gay if it was
him doing it and not some lady reading his mind.
That, as well as I would have definitely enjoyed it if he would have been coming out to his older self while doing that. Because, they have a chance to talk to each other.
Funny. It would be super weird. No, it's just super weird for the younger version to be like, hey, older me, I'm gay. Older me's like, what? But I don't think I am.
Well, it would have been something to talk about. It wouldn't have just been, hey, Bobby, why are you saying these things about women when you're... And he's like, what? They literally do that for 4 panels. Just, what? You guys don't see me. I just have my hands up, just looking at... She's just looking at him. It's like, that's not what happens. You just tell them these things.
Yeah, that's the best thing for podcasts, Facial reactions, hand signals. Podcast listeners love that. Anyways... I
fucking hate Jean Grey, and I hate how they handled that.
It could have been better. It could have not been a Marvel book. It could have just been in the dumpster. Anyways, moving on. Do you have any other Marvel books you want to talk about?
Let me see. A-Force was ending, and that made me feel... It was weird, because, A-Force made me... Oh, I felt really bad about A-Force ending, but I felt a sigh of relief when Web Warriors was ending. Because I was just like, this book has so many interesting characters. Web Warrior has some really good characters in there. But this writing is terrible. The art is not that great.
Web Warriors is already over?
Yeah.
I feel like it started yesterday.
You didn't miss much. I can tell you that now.
What issue did it end on?
I think it ended on issue 11.
Jesus. What a short run.
They were having this story about the Electros finding out about the web. and then they were going to take over the web itself, which was like, so we have two separate versions of different dimensions, and they don't talk about the web. Oh, they kind of do in like Secret Wars, like in a random side book. But they don't talk about that in the main event, like, oh, hey, the worlds are happening and all these incursions, but there's a web that kind of links all these other, different dimensions. What are the rules of the web and the rules of the dimension or multiverse in general?
Don't ask me, man.
Like, how can two universes crash together or crash into each other if they're all on one web or they're all on different strands of webs?
Once again,
like, does a web just slowly sag a little bit and crashes into the like web that's under it?
I spend all my time trying to understand the multiverse whenever DC decides to do a crisis on blank or Final Crisis or just a crisis happens. I spend a lot of time trying to understand those. I don't have time to figure out Marvel's multi-universe thing. Not especially since Dragon Ball Super is doing it now. But we'll get to Dragon Ball Super later.
But like Web Warriors, it does a weird thing where it just makes Spider-Man Noir just this big asshole. Because I'm pretty sure
reading from like the 20s.
Yeah.
Men were assholes back then.
I mean, it's fair, but I don't think he was ever like a big asshole in his book. I'd have to go back and read it. But
it was just like hard to see because he was surrounded by other assholes, so it was like normal. But then like you put him with modern people, and they're like, no, we don't do that anymore. We're a progressive society.
They kind of do that a lot.
And he's like, no, I'm like old, so like old standards, and everyone's like, the old standards are bad, and that's why the 20s sucked.
That's why that shit crashed.
Oh man, the Roaring 20s. Everybody loved the Roaring 20s.
Oh man, that Peter Parker was gonna be in for a doozy.
Anyways.
But there was also the go of Miles Morales' Spider-Man that's doing pretty well. Basically, he's trying to Miles is just trying to juggle schoolwork and being a superhero.
In prison time.
In prison time. Oh, right. Because in the latest book, our latest issue of Civil War 2, they kind of what were your thoughts on that? On the fact that in issue 5 of Civil War 2, they pretty much show what is supposed to be Miles Morales killing Captain America. I only say supposedly because it doesn't look like he actually killed him. It just looked like he lifted him up and like Captain America just fell on the stake.
Look, man, I don't know what to tell you. A lot happened in that book. Like there was just little shit happening, and then Miles was going to jail, and then no one was doing anything about it.
But it was
like
a bit.
It's like a big superhero fight. Then a random like magic vision like snatches everyone into it. No one's really asking questions about how that happened, by the way. And then all of a sudden, like they're just Captain Marvel saying, "Gotta arrest you, kid," and like even though this whole fight started because they were like, "No, you can't just do that." It's just like I'm gonna arrest you. So I feel like, first of all, Captain Marvel had to ignore the fact that she was fighting a bunch of her friends because they were literally saying, you can't do the thing. And she's just going to do the thing to one of the people she was fighting.
Like, even if one of the Captain Americas is a Hydra agent, like, they don't know that. So it's like you have two Captain Americas on the other side.
But this is all just besides the point because we've already all gone over that Marvel has destroyed Captain Marvel's character and made her just this belligerent character. Like she's like almost Donald Trump-esque levels of just who gives a shit about facts, what other people say, what the world thinks of what I'm doing. I think it's right, therefore I'm going to do it. And
that reminds me, I was watching the newest episode of South Park, and literally, which came out like last night or sometime today. Basically, Mr. Garrison he's pretty much being played off as the Trump character, or the Donald Trump character.
I don't watch South Park, so I don't really know any of the stuff you're saying.
So, basically, it's this guy who, basically it's like if Donald Trump was a character in the series. This guy is playing as that. Man. So, at some point, the guy realizes that if he gets elected president, he doesn't know what he's going to actually do. So he is trying his best to like lose his election, and at some point he says some things about like the whole you know how like Trump said something about the grabbing women and the vaginas and whatnot.
Grab them by the pussy. You can do it. You can do anything you want.
He pretty much said that, and he said it in such a cynical way. He's just like, "Oh man, that offended you? What? There was a line between fuck the immigrants and that."
Yes.
Like, and
yes. Didn't you hear? Sorry, go on. I'll let you finish.
It was pretty hilarious hearing him say it like that, and then after that, he was just like, "Oh man, we're so down in the polls. I guess this election is rigged." He literally says this election is rigged.
I mean, he's just quoting Donald Trump right now. I know.
But like, it's an animated show. Like, didn't they already make the animations for this?
Donald Trump's been doing the rig thing for some time now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not like, I don't know how much longer they had to make it in advance, but like Donald Trump's been saying that for months. He said like way back in Pennsylvania, like the only way we're gonna lose Pennsylvania is if it's cheating. And now just the thing is nowadays he's not candy coating it. He's saying it's rigged, and he's saying I'll accept the results of the election if I win. And like, this is where it's at now. And were you thinking they were making a joke about how like Donald Trump like said to grab him by the pussy, and like that's like destroying him, and like the racist remarks and everything before were fine?
Yeah.
Well, like the thing is, and the best way to put it is like, not everyone can relate to that, but everyone has like either a mother, a sister, a wife, or a daughter. So like you got one of those four. Somehow, someway, you got one of those four, and like,
I feel like it's weird that has to be the reason why you think something's bad. Like,
you don't understand how bad it is until you can relate to it. That's nothing new in society.
Yeah, no, that's completely understandable.
That's
I just
what it is,
don't like the idea or the fact that that's a thing. I completely understand that it is a thing and it's something that we have to understand.
Well, like, here's the thing. Like, you can brush it off in a different way, man. Like, each way. Like, I mean, like, oh, yeah, you know, he said they're bringing the worst of the immigrants, but, like, you know, it's not true. It's blah, blah, blah. It doesn't hit you as hard. Like, because you don't, it's not against you, but, like, people care about their children. And, like, it's unfortunate. And, like, I think that's been the general consensus. Yeah. Because, like, because especially by the Republicans who responded to it, who just kept going like, I have a wife, I have a mother, I have a daughter. Everyone's general consensus on that was like, no, it doesn't. It's not. You don't have to put in that terms. What he said was wrong to women, and that's the problem. And it's like, it's really great because like every time I see anyone going like, well, Donald Trump lost my vote. Like, the general consensus is, like, it's really sad that it took you this fucking long to, like, give up on him. But, like, after talking to a bunch of Trump supporters last night for, like, a bunch of hours, it's just, it's an irrational distrust of Hillary Clinton piled on top of, like, single issues that they think Trump is winning in, that they value above all else, and just moderate hope that he won't, a moderate hope and belief that he's not going to do some of the things he said, and that no matter who it was, if they were in the same position as Donald Trump, some of these allegations would come out because of like they want his money or whatever. So yeah, it's just lots of gaps in logics to suit a certain mindset, and that's what it is. And people are entitled to live that way. You know, it is what it is. Freedom.
Yeah. Well, anyway, back to comics. You were about to say something else. Well, no. One of the things I wanted to talk about in Civil War 5, and once again, I talked about this with Dominic, was that when the Vision was happening, it was just something that you didn't really experience while reading it. You just saw an image of Miles Morales, quote-unquote, killing Captain America. But you start wondering, does Miles feel that? Like, is he just killing Captain America and he can't do anything about it?
Manslaughter or is it murder?
Oh, I'm saying, like, is he experiencing him killing Captain America? Because, like, if he's experiencing the Vision without him being able to control any of his motor functions, then yeah, I can understand why Miles would be like, I feel like I'm guilty. But if it's just a vision and he just has Captain America's dead body in his hands, it's like, well, this could mean anything. Literally, the first book the first issue of his book was just all the Avengers were just knocked out and he was just in the middle. And Peter Parker was like, "What did you do?" And he was just like, "This wasn't me. This was somebody else." And
but you have to understand that's not how the visions have been portrayed to him. Like the visions have always been portrayed as this person's doing a thing and they're being, and you're seeing that. And when Miles sees that vision, it's the way he's been led to think is that means he's killed him, and that's why he feels the guilt. It's different from the earlier issue where he wakes up in the middle of a bunch of knocked out Avengers. He's like, "What did you do?" Because he was there, he understands it. There's no reason for him to think that. There is a clear precedent reason why he is made to think that he would be guilty based off of what he sees. And that's the difference there.
And that's fair, but once again, with the proof that, Ulysses' visions aren't always true, or there's always some kind of weird guesswork going on, the fact that...
They'll probably jump into that in the next issue, to be fair.
I just wish there was more ways of us saying, or them showing us that Miles Morales actually did something to, prove that he killed him, because once again, based off of the image that they gave us, it just looked like he fell into a stake, because...
But if you don't do that, if you do it the way you're doing it, you can make Captain Marvel look even crazier as she goes after the poor kid.
And what? As crazy as what? She literally looks like she's as crazy. She literally has had evidence put into her face. She literally said, "I won't trust your evidence until my guy tells me it's right." Her guy says, "Yeah, this is actually accurate." She just looks at him and then dismisses him. You can only go as far.
She's not foaming at the mouth yet.
She's not foaming at the mouth now. Like, what? I don't think adding a little more detail will make her foam at the mouth, being like, "This guy is wrong. I don't care about this vision."
I can't wait till issue 6 where she just beats the shit out of Miles Morales, saying, "I will not let you kill Captain America." And Captain America's like, "Well, damn, but I'm like evil, but I mean, I'm the good guy." Yes.
Like, even in Captain America's book, they kind of give a little more insight as to, like, actually, Captain America wasn't even experiencing the thing, the vision. He just saw his body being, quote unquote, murdered by Miles Morales.
It's a vision, not a life experience. Everyone just saw it, from my understanding.
Well, so here's the thing, though. In the book for Miles Morales, Miles actually experiences the vision, and he even gets nightmares about it. In the second book, they tell you that it projects it into their minds. They can feel, the details of that vision. They can taste things. They can, hear things. They can see things.
I guess the dead Captain America can't experience shit, so we can only watch it. Ghostly vision, Ooh, I'm a ghost. Happy
but
Halloween.
it would have been like... It would have been good to, like, explain or talk about how he feels like he's dying or something like that. To have him experiencing that vision, so then Captain America's like, "Now I know what it feels like to die," or something like that. And just changes.
This is one of those situations where this has been going on for so long and it's been so bad the whole time. I don't know what you expect anymore. I don't know what you want from it anymore.
I just want something better.
You're not going to get it unless you jump ship, swim over to DC Island. We're all having a great time. There's fucking dinosaurs. There's soldiers with one leg. We're too badass to go back home. They fucking ride dinosaurs.
Just like, I'm already home.
That man's the coolest shit ever. He's not even fucking phased by Clark. Just like, yeah, he made it sound with his heat vision. Of course he did.
Just this guy. What's new?
I won't look at you. I already know my time is already passed. I'm just glad to know we won the war. Like, that fucking soldier was the coolest.
Oh my god. But it's
shot off his goddamn leg, rode a dinosaur into a mass of dinosaur snakes and gorillas, shooting a gun.
I just wish that with Marvel storytelling that there was a little more detail. It feels like I wish there was a little more effort put into some of their writing. A-Force did a pretty decent job at that. I still wanted a little more to be done with it, but overall their issues were pretty good and they were enjoyable to read. I like the chemistry between the characters that were involved. I like Captain Marvel in that book. I was actually okay with Medusa in that book. I liked She-Hulk in that book, and I loved Nico in that book, and all the other characters. I actually like some of the concepts that came from that book, like Dazzler Thor. Especially the one with the 616 Dazzler, which it was more of a punk rocker look. I like that design with the Lightbringer hammer. I don't know what happened to that hammer because there's just two hammers now just around.
You mean on like normal Hulk and then the not normal Hulk, normal Thor, and then like fucking reject loser Thor?
No, well, see, here's what happened in All New, All Different Avengers. There was an event with Kang the Conqueror.
Oh yeah, you're talking about this, but like that's like the evil Thor, right?
No, that's Jane Foster Thor. There's just
no. But like you said there was a. Or I think the whole time Thor was using the Thor hammer, whereas like if you're unworthy, you can use his hammer. Then he couldn't use it anymore. Then he fake died.
No, it was in All New, All Different Avengers.
Sorry,
there was an event with Kang the Conqueror, and Jane Foster gets sent into the future with Sam Wilson, without her hammer.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, what the Thor at that time did before doing that was, well, no, since she was without her hammer, they just went to where that hammer was before she was sent into the future. Mm-hmm. They took that hammer, they went back in time, and then Thor had two hammers. And then she just left that hammer somewhere. I forget where, but she just left the second hammer somewhere.
Okay. So
in A-Force, there is a Thor that was from the Secret Worlds universe.
Yeah.
Who came into the 616 universe while trying to fight the Countess. Sorry. And at some point, that Dazzler Thor died because of the Inhuman Terrigen Mist. And at no point did the other Dazzler say, I'm going to bring this hammer with me. She just leaves it there.
Yeah, she can't wield it. She's not the Thor.
Yes, she can. She wields it in the comic.
But that's not how that works. Whatever.
Once again, it's just there. And I was just like, there's just two hammers just roaming about. Or just sitting there. And no one wants to pick that up and take it with. I don't even know why Dazzler doesn't want to pick that up.
You can't pick it up, though. You can't. You're supposed to be special. You have to be worthy.
Well, Dazzler can pick up that other hammer, the Lightbringer, because it was made for Dazzler. And
Odin's son can't pick it up because of reasons.
I just want to know why the other Dazzler left that hammer there. I don't know why no one talks about these two hammers. Why hasn't Odin just said, these are just two hammers just lying around. Can I do something about that?
Nah, man. You have to be from that timeline.
Just, what's the point of these concepts being cool and awesome in there, and then they do nothing about it?
I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. Like, you're asking the wrong person. I just said I'm gonna read fun comics. I'm not gonna have headaches.
So mad at you guys.
Why are you mad at us?
So lucky.
He told you to stop reading Marvel comics.
But they have such great character concepts, and I just want them to succeed.
You could just read the great character concepts over at DC Comics.
But I don't care for some of them.
But you care so much for the Marvel stuff. I can see that.
Like, I like the storytelling in DC. I don't care for a lot of the characters in DC.
Yeah, you don't know a lot of the characters in DC.
I just haven't seen much of them that I've just was like, yes, I want to know more about these people.
Stephanie Brown, Cassandra Cain.
Actually, Cassandra Cain's pretty cool.
Jonathan Kent.
Yeah, he's pretty cool too.
Damian.
I'm on the fence with him.
Damian Wayne is such a great character in the way he interacts with other characters. He's a great ensemble, and he's always in some sort of ensemble.
He is such a dick. He is literally such a dick.
But there's like reasoning behind it. And they go into it and they have fun with it, and it makes it so interesting.
He's understandably a dick. I admit, but he's such a dick. Also, that would require me to read more Batman stuff, and I don't want to read more Batman
that's
stuff.
fair, but you can read Detective Comics, which is less about Batman, more about everyone else who's 12 times more interesting than Bruce motherfucking Wayne.
At some point, I do need to read that, and I will try and get to it.
So never. until they released an abridged version.
Shut up, Jordan.
Whatever you saying.
Are you still on that?
Am I still on that? Like it didn't happen fucking today. Look, guys, just so you understand, I'm like, oh, this series is great, and this guy has done 2 different things on 2 different occasions. First, like this series, I swore would be perfect for him. Boku no Hero Academia. I'm like, this series is great. You would love it. And then this fucking guy over here comes back like 3-4 months later, like, yo, I found this great series. You gotta check it out. It's Boku no Hero Academia. I'm like, I fucking told you about that. What do you mean? You found this?
I literally was like, oh right, you did tell me about it.
and then today I have like 3 top series, and like Your Lie in April is one of them. Like I have the whole anime. I'm buying all of the mangas that comes out. I've got a figure for it. It's important to me. And he's like over here like fucking snickering in the background. I'm like, what are you laughing at? Oh, just this video I'm watching. What's the video? Your Lie in April abridged. And I'm just like, so did you watch the actual thing? No. Cool. Like whatever.
I didn't want to tell you.
That does. I'm surprised that somehow doesn't make it better. I just fucking can't, man. Fucking cannot. It's ridiculous.
I mean, sooner or later I'm gonna get to it. One of these days. I have a backlog of so much stuff I need to do.
Which watch. You don't even try to like get through. So
I have so much crap that needs to be done.
What'd you do today?
What did I do today?
Nice. GG.
Nah, cause literally I spent most of today doing laundry because I finally got some detergent.
So you couldn't watch it while you did laundry? No. Anyways, we're just gonna keep moving on, so no one gets murdered today. The next big thing I want to talk about, since I think we ran through all the comic stuff, I guess staying on tangent, at least 2 comics, is the Logan trailer came out for the new Logan film, which will be rated R.
Okay.
It looks like a weird old man Logan because they don't have all the characters, but they got like old man Professor X in the backseat. So random young girl and Wolverine stabbing people through the head.
I saw the poster of that, and I saw the girl's hand wrapped around Logan's. Those are some long ass fingers.
Photoshop, man, it's a wonderful thing. Or is this shrunk down? No, it's a Photoshop, so it'll be like a shrunk down normal size hand.
Like she has a small, like her thumb is on one side of the hand.
I saw it. Yes, I get it. Everyone gets it. It's fucking Jesus Christ.
Like that. I don't know how I feel about like
her hands aren't actually that fucking long. Okay?
I hope not. I mean, it's a world full of mutants.
It's just a poster. No, actually, like most mutants are dead in the movie.
Oh, right.
And then yeah, that came out. Then Guardians of the Galaxy also got a little teaser trailer for Volume 2. And, I mean, it's not my favorite Marvel film. It's maybe towards the bottom, just because it's very jokey. And I wish it took itself a little bit more seriously. But that's just because I like those comic books when they take themselves seriously. And, like, they have those consequences and stuff at stake. Unless you're doing the jokes in a certain way, or you have like a certain tone of lightheartedness, but this one like had this really weird like important situation, like dire consequences, like lives and stuff was at stake, but it floated around being very lighthearted while they dealt with like situations that I don't even know how you could be lighthearted about. You know, that's just my opinions on it. I know most people liked it, and for good reason.
How do you not like Steven Universe?
I don't like garbage. What do you want from me?
Some of the things that happen in that show are those exact things.
Yeah, but I could watch it be executed better almost everywhere else.
Fair enough.
There's just nothing appealing about it. Not even the characters. Especially their designs. They're just kind of bland.
In the beginning seasons, their designs were just not that good. They got better with the art later on in the series. Or at least I think they got better with the art.
No, don't care. Anyways, I'll just like stay over here with like One Piece and shit like that. It's fucking fantastic with great character design.
That's another series I'm probably not gonna get to anytime soon.
I just assumed you weren't gonna get to it because you know you're that kind of person. And One Piece is still going on chapter 843.
Jesus Christ, there's so many chapters. God.
Fucking 2 weeks. 2 fucking weeks. You can do it. It's that easy.
I'm gonna tell you, I'd be too busy to do anything in those 2 weeks.
Bullshit. Slow ass fucking gas station. Just fucking sit there and read the goddamn book. Days off, which you have plenty of. Goddamn. Doing laundry. Read the book. It's not that fucking hard, man, to read.
I got other stuff to read.
Shut the fuck up. All your other shit is trash, apparently. And all the good ones got closed, so, like, eat it.
I'm so sad. Why do you make me so sad, Jordan?
I make you so sad? It's apparently my fault.
Well, anyway, back to...
So those don't tell me what get back to. Those 2 trailers came out. But anyways, more importantly, we got what the Nintendo NX actually is. It is the Nintendo Switch, and this is fucking huge.
That's what I like about Nintendo. They're always looking to try something new. Like, with the other consoles, a lot of people have, at least a lot of PC gamers that I come across are just like, there's no reason
why I would ever want to go towards a console game.
Outside exclusives.
Yeah. And I'm just like, with the Nintendo stuff, it's just like, these are things you cannot get on a PC no matter how hard you try.
So yeah, anyways, the Nintendo Switch got announced. And before we go off on how great Nintendo is and whatnot, I want to get you caught up on what it is if you haven't already heard. The Nintendo Switch is a home console that has full portable functions, meaning you have pretty much a docking station that you plug it into, which has an HDMI port on it, so you can hook it up straight to your television, and then you can pull it out of that, attach the controller ports to the sides of it, and it turns into essentially a gamepad style tablet system that has full range with anything. You don't have to have it bound to any kind of home console port. It's powered by itself. The whole core of the system's inside of it, and it's powered by a NVIDIA custom Tegra, which allows them to get really nice graphics on this portable system. So you're gonna be playing high quality console games, from what they've announced, Skyrim on the go. They've got so many companies lined up to make games for it, including Square Enix, Platinum Games. You've got Bethesda on that list, Bandai Namco. You've got Telltale Games on that list. Sorry? Capcom's on that list. From Software's on that list. Lots of big name companies with really popular titles are on there. And here's the important bits with this.
There is one game that I'm looking forward to being able to play on the go, and hopefully is Sonic Mania, maybe Sonic. I'm just having high hopes for Sonic.
Sega is on the list, and
yes.
I can't imagine Sonic Mania not making it.
But I'm saying I'm really hopeful that the gameplay for the newest 3D Sonic game is good. There's nothing that they have shown me that would be worth having that kind of hope. I'm just literally just praying that if it's anything like Generations, if the gameplay for Sonic is anything like Generations, I will be able to play that on the go almost any time I want. I love playing his gameplay during that. I think Sonic Generations is a definitive Sonic playstyle.
Alright. So, but
that's for another.
Yeah, Sonic is a whole nother topic. We're going to stay on the Switch for the moment, which is a cool name for it because you're just switching from home and on the go, and it's amazing. Well, I want to say what's really big about this, which I haven't really seen a lot of people talk about. To be fair, I haven't been able to look too deep into it, is how fucking smart the design is. The biggest problem with the Wii U, believe it or not, is the system design. You have to, as a publisher who's making games for it, especially if you're third party, you have to figure out how to incorporate the gamepad into your system. And you're already making games for several different SKUs. So the Nintendo Switch eliminates that problem by you're having the screen, which is your television, and the gamepad screen, which produce the same image. So you're basically dealing with the same situation you have with every other console, but you're still delivering a unique thing to the customers because all the difficult parts of that are handled on the back end by Nintendo and just creating the system the way they are creating it. That design makes it accessible for publishers to make games on it without having to learn a unique function to design their game all over again for that system, which is why the Wii U struggled with third-party publishers so much. So that problem's already eliminated. The second thing is the Nintendo Switch is the ideal format for people of this generation. We've got between work, school, just daily stuff that you have to do, being at home, sitting down in front of a television to play your games is not ideal. Like, you're busy, especially if you're an adult with kids and stuff. Like, you got so much to worry about that you can't be doing that. Having something portable that can come with you, that you can take to places, makes it so much more accessible.
It makes airplane flights seem so less monotonous.
Airplane flights, train flights, buses, waiting around in a doctor's office, going to a friend's house, and you're like, you don't bring any shit to play, or they're playing something single player. You have your own home console experience with you. It's the home console experience so you're not like, I love portable games. One of my favorite series is a portable game, Fire Emblem, but like the truth is, the home console games beat out my desire to play my portable games like 90% of the time, and this eliminates that as well, because you get that home console game experience on the portable, and now you're also not splitting the difference on your time. Like, it's not that I really want to play my portable games, but I'm home now and not home often enough to play my home games a lot, so I want to play those, and then it's not, I can't invest time in this portable game because of X, Y, and Z, or I'm ignoring my home games because of X, Y, and Z. It's none of that anymore. It's the same experience on both. It allows you to really not have to put anything on the back burner, which is incredible. The Switch is the future of gaming, which is funny.
Which is fucking better than VR.
Yeah, that's where I was going. It's funny because VR is the thing right now, but like, I've been talking to people all day because like, people ask about VR at my job, and it's just like, I'm being honest with you, it's not practical. There's like 3 titles on there that are maybe worth it. Everything's so short-sighted, and like, it's the publishers have to do so much work. It's such an easy thing for publishers to drop. This Switch, it's not gonna be something people drop. It has everything it needs to what they're offering, so it's perfect. Like, it has a more practical use than VR. It's not something you have to set up your whole living room. You have to think about upgrading a PS4 for it. Think about spending like $700, $800 just as a accessory to get your gaming experience. No, the next is the Project Nintendo Switch is just so much better.
I just want to know what the price is so I can know what to save up for it. Like, so far, I'm like, all the prices I'm thinking, I'm just like, it's probably going to be worth the price.
I wouldn't even worry about saving up for it as much, because like,
if my situation was a little bit different.
No, like, what I was gonna say is do like the pre-order system, and like, you put the deposit on it, which will probably be minimum 50, maximum 100, and then you just pay it off in between now and March, and you just slowly chip away at it, so you don't have to worry about saving it.
And it's coming so quickly too.
I mean, they've been working on it for a long time. They've been talking about it for a long time.
I like those kind of reveals though, like when they know they got their stuff together. Like, when you know that...
You mean like Sony when they said they were going to have the PlayStation 4 Slim come out in 8 days? And then it just was out?
Not like that. Like, this gives us enough time to get a general idea of the internet, or the Switch.
Pro reveal, which was like, it'll be out in 2 months.
That's still a little too quick for me.
So 5 months is the sweet spot?
Yeah, I think so. 5 months gives you a chance to either get your stuff together, you find out more about the system, what's coming out for the system.
I mean, it's not like you lose anything for not being an early adopter. Early adopters usually get hit the hardest.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah, so like, I don't know.
But like, they've been working on this. So when they did the reveal, they're just like, all right, this is the reveal. You know, a lot of love has been put into this. Just by looking at the trailer, you realize there were a lot of effort and love was put into this system.
I don't know.
What makes you think otherwise?
I just don't want to say the trailer made me think that. The trailer made me think this is Nintendo doing Nintendo. Nintendo's focus has always been their community. And their community has always been about being interactive with other people in local situations. And that's what the trailer showed. It stayed true to Nintendo's values. It did not give me that feeling of someone put a lot of love into this, which is a feeling that I look for in stuff. The last time I really felt it was Tokyo Mirage Sessions, because the authors.
That book alone was just like, yeah, you know, they love it.
Tokyo Mirage Session had a special edition with an art book, and that art book had like a special thank you section, and reading their thank yous and seeing all the details that they put into the stuff. It was a really beautiful sight, and
I don't think I can love anything like they loved that game.
And I'm really glad that I bought that game. I'm really glad that I told everyone I know, everyone who shopped at the store I work at, to buy that game, and the people who did really enjoyed it. The people who really liked it.
It has been a good fucking year for you. There's people who are back in Mighty Number 9 just like, God damn it, I told all my friends about this. This is what happened. You're over here like, oh yeah, Tokyo Mirage is great. And guess what? It's beautiful.
Yep.
What's that? DC is great. I love DC. DC's doing well. I'm over here at Marvel just like, come on, Marvel. Just throw me a bone.
Look, man, I know
just one good story.
I know how to pick stuff. I know I have an eye for quality, and that being said, this project, Nintendo Switch NX, whatever you want to call it, it's fucking quality. Yeah. It's great. It's the future, and I really don't think anyone should be investing in VR. I think people should be investing in this new home console is now portable console too. And the only thing I'm really worried about, sorry I keep cutting you off though, is the fate of the 3DS. It's now in limbo, and because we haven't had any further announcements on what they're going to do with that, at least not at this time that I know of, and I'm really worried because like Fire Emblem right now is a mainstay on the 3DS. They haven't had a console release since the original Wii. But they could with advanced graphics. They could. They could make it the most beautiful Fire Emblem game. They could, but intelligent games or whatever they're called. I can't think of the guys who make it. I know it's Intelligent something systems, maybe. I don't know. They weren't on the list of publishers currently working on NX titles, and that's a big deal. They make Fire Emblem. Atlas was on there, and if Atlas crosses over with them again, we can get Tokyo Mirage Sessions 2 maybe, and that would be a beautiful sight. Oh my god, you would for a system that could actually take you wherever you want. I feel like you would never leave your house for that. You would not leave your house for the day that game came out. Excuse you. I mean, I understand. I had to leave my house so many times, and I still put 60 hours in that first week of that game and beat it to 100% completion of the story. I still have some other like in-game achievements that I have to achieve, but like I completely understand. Everyone go play Tokyo Mirage Sessions. That was the moral of this story. But what was I gonna say? Shit. Well, yes, the Switch was the only console that I've seen that I was just like, I want to get that as soon as it comes out. Every other console that I've seen, I've just been like, I'll just wait until something that I want comes out for it. Just tighten that bit. To everyone, dear everyone, the Joy-Con, I did have my Joy-Con are what the side controllers are, and my concerns with those are they're kind of friggin' tiny, and I don't have Donald Trump baby hands, so I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that. And it's gonna have like a fuck ton of peripherals. So like I said, I have an eye for quality, so that means part of having an eye for quality is looking at your long-term projections for stuff like this. And the first thing that I thought of when I saw the Switch is, holy shit, the amount of accessories that there will be for this thing for you to buy. From screen protectors, from travel cases, from system case to protect it when you use it, from a portable charger to go with it. All that stuff is big deal, and I don't know what kind of like controller protection they're gonna offer you for it, because you're gonna have to protect your removable Joy-Con controllers as well. Like, there's a lot of accessories that are gonna go along with this, and you might. And I don't know if you believe me or not, but I'm just gonna say right off the bat, it's Nintendo, and they release more accessories than like any console.
Yeah.
Like you gotta prep yourself for that. And then there's still the Pro controllers, because you're gonna need one of those, just because that's the ideal way to play, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
the second thing is, if you're gonna be playing multiplayer games on the at-home version of the console, I'm pretty sure that's your only choices for players 2, 3, 4, 5. If we go back up to 8 again with Smash, because the Switch showed local multiplayer a bunch when it was portable. The commercial actually never shows you at-home console multiplayer, and I'm betting that you need a Pro controller or something to do that, which is another big concern, because Pro controllers are $50 a pop as is currently, and like it's just stuff like that that's not being considered. Because Nintendo has been ideal, because you don't have to spend like $120 on 2 extra controllers.
So the thing that might kind of get to me is just the battery of the system. Like, how long will it be until you have to just constantly keep it on the charger?
Okay.
Before it becomes a battery that just drains quickly, or you have to get the battery replaced? Are they gonna have battery replacing options? Is it gonna be just something that it's just one and done? Because something like this is outputting a lot of power, so I'm just trying to figure out: is there a possibility for technical faults, like with the Samsung phones and the iPhones that came out? Which, funny enough, I was looking at this picture on Tumblr, and literally it was just Peter Parker talking to Mary Jane about how he got his new phone, and then the next picture was the picture. Remember that scene in Spider-Man where, like, in the first Spider-Man series, not the Andrew Garfield stuff, where, like, I think the Goblin blows up Peter Parker, and you just see like an explosion, like smacking him in the face.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally just like, after he's talking about buying how he bought the new phone, it just shows a picture of that phone, like that explosion in his face.
Well,
and I'm just like, things like that kind of concern me. I'm just like,
well, with no talk of internet Wi-Fi connection on the Project Switch, you may or may not have less battery life issues than those phones, because we don't know how they've stipulated the power usage on it. But it has to be a big concern of theirs, because battery life has always been a big thing with the 3DS.
Yeah.
It's not their first rodeo with portable systems, and they've had a long line of successful portable systems. So it's all about, like, they've really meticulously worked on this for some time. So we'll see what happens.
I know Nintendo's usually really good on it. It's just one of those things that just hits the back of my mind. But another thing I wanted to talk about on a different note, the Luke Cage series. I saw it. I thought it was a pretty good series. As a person who was born in Harlem, I was like, okay, the stuff that they're showing in here is really cool. It's really
the weakest of all the Marvel Netflix series.
I haven't seen the other two so soon.
Thank you for showing up late to the party with only the most current one.
Anyway, I like the visuals there. I like some of the characters that were involved. Unfortunately, it's one of those, the main character of Luke Cage, he's just one of those straight up serious black guys in this series. Luke Cage in the comics is kind of like a more, shit talking, really fun to watch do stuff kind of guy. In this one, he's just the serious black guy that's played in like almost every TV show back in the day. And I just was not feeling it on certain occasions. I was just like, oh my god, just crack an actual joke. Like, most black superheroes don't have to be this really serious, upstanding gentleman.
But they were trying to be relevant.
Once again,
with all of that stuff. And that's why I believe, and this shit felt really forced at times, We had a lot of black slang in the show, but it was like, we're going to use, like, every term once throughout the series, and like sometimes the terms where you weren't even sure if I still feel like they use one of the terms wrong. It's not the way they use it in the radio show scene, it still felt really weird and wrong and like used inappropriately. And the fact that they use every one of them once, they reference like every old black TV show once, made the show feel forced. And then their Black Lives Matter relevant scene where they had the kid get beat up by the officer.
Dude, I still think Zootopia did a better job at that than...
I'm pretty sure everyone did a better job with that because their representation was just nonsense. The kid gets beat up by the police, and then the people get mad at the police, and then they use that to make everyone mad at Luke Cage, who the kid was not giving up information on, which is why they beat him up. They say we should be mad at Luke Cage, give our police stronger, more dangerous weapons to kill Luke Cage with, and that is how we solve our police beating up our children, which makes
let's give them more dangerous weapons.
No, let's be mad at the guy the kid was trying to defend
because
he got beat up by the police. Because that guy, it's totally his fault that police officer beat up the kid, and we're gonna prove that by also giving the police stronger weapons.
Which is weird because it's just like
a jump. It's a logical, really weird jump. It just doesn't make sense.
It was weird because I guess they were trying to frame him for something, but like before that, he had a pretty good rapport with like the community. It just seems so odd that it would just be like, yeah, I'm this guy trying my best to make everything great for everyone.
Yeah, he was
automatically killing cops, and yeah, I'm Luke Cage. I did it.
Yeah, he went from hero of the city to villain of the city really quickly, and like they just like a guy ran around the city, said, "I'm Luke Cage," and punched a cop and killed him, and like everyone was like, "Yeah, we gotta stop Luke
They're
Cage."
not even the same size. Like they're not the same height. They're not the same build.
Like Luke Cage wasn't even in the town at the time this was all happening, and let's not even start on like fucking Diamondback's backstory with his stupid daddy issues, which was why he was the villain, which made almost no fucking sense. Like it was the most incoherent, like reveal of a villain's motives, and
there was no reason for him to be there.
But he was played and portrayed well, but he had shitty motives. It's just not.
Like Cottonmouth, it was just like, oh, I'm just trying to maintain my empire. That's something I can see.
But Cottonmouth also was handled poorly, because most of the backstory for Cottonmouth is once he's already dead.
Yeah, I wish they would have given a little more.
And it doesn't show you the transition he makes at all. It just gives you the point where the transition is supposed to happen when he kills his uncle, but you don't see him go like from this guy who wants to play piano to play music to like, I need to run a criminal empire.
It was just there to show how much of a dick his mother was.
Which is also supposed to explain
why
his cousin and why she's nuts, but like it didn't, because his cousin was like borderline dissociative identity disorder, and like not at the same time, and they go from her as this crazy woman to this really smart cunning woman, and they don't really explain where the line starts and ends and why it keeps appearing as such. Like it doesn't explain it at all. Her character was just at times all over the place. The show was good, but like it had so many glowing issues of we were really unclear on how to do some things, or we really want to put these things in regardless of how well they fit, that it made it distracted from the show. Not to mention your Luke Cage, as you were saying earlier, was really bland. Like Michael Coulter was bland. He was a rock, and
it was so weird. He was so awkward. Like even when he was flirting, it was like, man, the phrase, "Hey, you want to go get some coffee?" I don't drink coffee. Neither do I. Like, how do you make that so boring and awkward? Like, that's... I don't like how like, and I'm giving this one a pass because one, the show was still pretty decent, and this is the first show starring mostly black characters and all that whatnot. But
Wait, what do you mean? The first show?
well, the first like
Marvel thing?
Marvel superhero show.
Marvel
like,
Studios' first one at it. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm just tired of the fact that it's just most of the time they don't show black characters just being interesting characters. At least the main character. Like, it's weird that like your main character is so boring that you have to be invested in the side characters or the villains in order to actually get any use of this story. I would prefer if they're gonna make a black hero, make him a hero that's that's actually something enjoyable to watch. Something that I know, like you and I like different types of heroes. So like, I would like a black hero that's actually funny or just doing stuff for fun or just doing something crazy or cool.
That's really vague, but okay.
Like, you know how Robert Downey Jr.'s performance in Iron Man is just really good, and how I love that because he's always, you know, just getting these really good one-liners. He's always being snarky and just all around having a lot of energy.
Yeah.
I want a black superhero to be that kind of person, to have a good amount of energy, to just be there. He doesn't feel like a token black guy. He just feels like an actual person just being there.
I mean, it's not like
it's
not like that they didn't have a character arc that was cool for Luke Cage. It's not that the character arc's the issue. It was that he was the issue because like they played him like a Captain America type, like good guy, has morals, but wants to do the right thing. But I, a big Captain America lover, was like, man, this guy's fucking boring because his delivery sucked. Because he never had like a moment of you going, like, all right, yeah, no, I believe in this guy. He's doing what he needs to do for the right reasons because he's a good guy. He had the one speech right before he busted in the place, but it's just like amidst a bunch of just bland walking towards people while getting shot, saying dumb stuff, weird scenes in prison, like just
I don't get the whole prison thing that happened. Like that was it was just him getting hairier by the moment. I was like, okay,
he went from a guy who wanted to deal with no one ever to having this guy just be his friend all of a sudden to savagely beating on people
to being like Hanzo's shipmate.
It's just weird. It's just weird.
And no, it just triggered that like thing that I've seen in a lot of like TV shows and like superhero TV shows and whatnot with, you know, black superheroes with minor exceptions. It seems like whenever the black character is there, he's supposed to try and be the wannabe Captain America guy, but it's just like, we already have that guy who exists. His name is Captain America. Can we get something a little different? That's just what I would prefer. And okay. I will admit that I understand where you say the delivery for Luke Cage trying to be his own kind of Captain America is wrong. Or was done wrong.
Yeah.
But once again, it just feels like whenever they make these shows, it's kind of like having a group of friends.
One of the good ones.
And that's fair. That's why I gave this one a pass, because it's one show. I'm just hoping that they don't make a whole bunch of shows like this. Like if they have any other shows that star a black superhero, that this black superhero is not.
You know, they already released the lineup for the Marvel television shows on Netflix, and it's been out for like an extensively long time now.
I have not seen it.
Jesus Christ, how do you come into this so uninformed? That was the last one, except for Iron Fist. That's the next one, which will be out in March. Then we're going into Defenders, and that's your whole lineup. And then they just added recently Punisher, because of his success in season 2 of Daredevil, which was really great. But yeah, no, like that's your lineup, dude.
Oh, jeez.
You got Jessica Jones, Daredevil, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Defenders, Punisher.
From what little I've seen, it's just that does not seem like it's going to be fun to watch.
What?
The Defenders.
Why not? Daredevil's been fun. Jessica Jones was really good. Iron Fist looks great after that trailer they released at New York Comic Con.
I did not really care for that Iron Fist trailer. I just looked at it.
Which one?
I think it was the Comic Con trailer.
There was 2 Comic Con trailers.
Oh.
I said New York Comic Con. Did you watch New York Comic Con or did you watch San Diego Comic Con? Most people watch San Diego Comic Con.
I think it was San Diego.
Were there lines? Did people say stuff?
Yeah.
Did you see him punch anyone?
I don't think I saw him punch anyone.
Okay, San Diego Comic Con.
And just what I saw there was just like, oh, maybe once I see more of it, I'll give it a look.
New York Comic Con.
Yeah.
Trailer.
Once I look at that,
the one I said was the good one and made me excited for the show.
Once I go look at that, I'll have a better gauge.
There's a laptop in front of you.
There's the tablet right next to me too.
Oh man, so option just the whole way.
Well, we're doing a podcast right now.
It's not wrong to get informed for the podcast you're already in.
All right.
Did you come prepared? No. Should you have come prepared? Yes. But we live with the decisions we make, and we make the best of it. You know, when life gives you lemons, right?
Yep.
See?
I know.
See, it's all good.
I'm friends with the biggest lemon of them all.
Excuse you?
I'm kidding. I still love you.
I don't love you. I'm sorry.
Why does YouTube keep trying to make me get YouTube right?
Because that's some.
But overall, like I was
sick
saying,
ad revenue, baby.
But what I was saying about the Luke Cage TV series, it's good for what it is. I just hope they don't make more like it from like different heroes, or at least if they do anything with Luke Cage, make him like his comic book counterpart, which was actually pretty cool though to read his Avengers and whatnot. I don't like the Luke Cage that's doing what he's doing now. I don't really care for it. He seems pretty boring.
He has potential in the end because his interactions in Jessica Jones were fun and enjoyable, and it's just maybe it's a team dynamic issue, and maybe it was just because of all of the overdone feelings that came with that show that did it, because like they were trying really hard in that show, and I wanted them to try a little less hard. Like, you gotta make a story with heart, feeling, and everything put into it, and like with a story to tell in mind, and not try to hit certain quotas, which is the feeling I got from it, which spoke to me the most, which took away from me enjoying it overall, where it had really great things in it. Cottonmouth as a villain was cool. I wish his backstory was more, but he was a reasonable villain. Shades was a reasonable villain. Like, these things were cool, but like there's just certain things that took away from that.
I'm just looking at this trailer, and I mean, same hallway scene. That's pretty neat, but I don't know, just something about it. I'm just gonna have to see a little more of it. I'm not gonna say that it's gonna be a bad series. I'm going to definitely give it a chance.
Like you gave Jessica Jones and Daredevil a chance.
No, not like that, because then he'd have no chance.
I just want to make sure that was clear for the record. But moving on from all of this, Luke Cage, fun series, good series. Just I want them to make it more of a natural thing and less of a we're really trying hard for these certain things. I want you to like really not do a story you have in mind and not just be an extra.
Yeah, and once again, I just hope they
this is gonna
add more like they do more shows based off of Marvel superheroes and
like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, I guess. But like
no, not yet. I guess fuck that show. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is bad, and if you like it, you should feel bad.
I've never seen it. I thought you were just saying that show was good, and I was gonna take your word for it.
The writing is awful. Never mind. Anyways, Ghost Rider's in there now. It's a little bit better because he's in it. They got a good, cool guy playing him, but like, God, fucking this guy can shut up sometimes. Anyways, just before I alienate anyone else listening who likes that show,
I just hope that the next set of shows just prove to us that they seem like they're having fun while
seasons. You know what? You should watch more than one of the shows, and because like you're saying like a lot of things about like the I guess 4th season of the Marvel Defenders lineup. Because we've had 2 seasons of Daredevil, 1 season of Jessica Jones, and we're on Luke Cage just now.
Yeah.
And you're talking in like, oh man, I wonder what the future holds for this brand new thing. Just watch the other 3 that are there. You've got the fucking time.
From what I've seen of it, I just didn't care.
Which is what you pulled away from this one. So, but you have hopes. So you might as well start going and investing those hopes into something. Like, I don't know, everything that's already fucking there. I'm gonna watch the rest of these shows they put out, and I hope they get better. But you know, the ones I haven't already watched, yeah, fuck them.
At some point, I will give those shows a chance.
So never, guys. That's a never. Tune in next time to watch Isaiah say, no, I still haven't watched them yet.
Ah, shut up. You're just going to make it hard for me to want to watch it.
You're just making excuses so you can cop out now. I see.
Yup, that's totally what I'm going to do.
Yeah, you heard it here first. I'm just going to keep the things that I hold important. You know? Like, anyways, since we're talking about superhero shows,
if my Wii U wasn't crap, I would have actually like asked to borrow a Tokyo Mirage session.
How is your Wii U crap?
It's just it hasn't been updated. I forgot. I don't know.
So it's not crap. You're just.
I didn't finish.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know where my gamepad is.
How did you lose your gamepad?
My room is disgusting. You know it.
So, Flash, Arrow, DC Legends of Tomorrow, and Supergirl are back. Supergirl's first 2 episodes had Superman in it. That was kind of fun. The show's still kind of stupid sometimes because, like, I don't know, they're the Gilmore Girls of superhero shows.
The Gilmore Girls
of superhero shows. Like, it's just really weird. Like, Kara's like main mentor is like Cat Grant, and
I did read her comic book, Supergirl.
It's fun.
I'm liking what I saw. I'm liking the
art's really odd sometimes.
I'm liking the like slow differences that they're showing, and I only read the first issue. Like they're showing like the small differences between like who she was on her planet and who she is now on Earth. And I really like the way they did that. I like the way they executed that. From what I've seen, it looks like it has a good amount of promise. I'm gonna keep reading it. Hopefully, it won't let me down like Marvel. But so far, DC's been doing pretty good jobs at telling stories.
Man, One Piece is fucking awesome.
I'm not gonna read any of watch any of the CW shows or the DC TV shows. I'm just not. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, at some point, I will actually watch the Netflix series. I will at some point, but not. I'm not gonna watch the DC shows.
I mean, all I'm hearing is I'm not gonna watch anything ever. So, anyways, they all came back, and Flash has been crazy because he's doing Flashpoint fucking up timeline stuff, and Arrow is just beating up random civilians that he's calling his new team.
I did see that.
Shouting at them and yelling at them. And I mean, they're not perfect. They make mistakes, but we'll see what happens. DC Legends of Tomorrow is as fun as it ever was. With just pretty much excuse you, sir.
I just remember at some point when you were just like Black Canary like died and came back to become White Canary, and she just like seduces random women or some shit like that.
No, she got seduced by a random woman, and you know, what was she supposed to do? Not get seduced? She did seduce that nurse in the first season. She like made her come out the closet and everything. I was just like, okie dokies. But anyways, she sleeps with a woman throughout time. Yeah, that's what she does. And she also beats up people and causes issues. But yeah. Anyways, they're all back, and it's good to have them back. And I can't wait to see what their big 100th episode of Arrow 4-day long crossover nightmare event is gonna be like. What else has been going on lately, though, in the skew of stuff that's happened? Overwatch is doing its Halloween update and event, and, yeah, you play Overwatch a lot. It's one of the games you take interest in and care about, like, random things about, like, fucking patch notes, which who fucking cares? Sorry, go on.
Overwatch needs new game modes.
Overwatch needs a lot of things, because it's barely a game.
Oh yeah, you had this one a long time coming. You gotta get into this one.
No, I don't. It's just barely a game. What more can I say? Like, look, kids, I'm sure there are a bunch of you out there in this big wide world that like Overwatch, but like, I mean, so it's barely a fucking game. You can play the game for like 600 hours, and that doesn't make it more of a game, which is my favorite argument that I see people say. Like, I play Overwatch all the time. How does that make it less of a? Does that make it more of a game? Like, no,
dude. There's people who play like shit tons of Sonic 06 and still not a good game.
It's like Overwatch. Overwatch has a lot of heroes, cool, but there's not a lot of game types. There's not a lot of maps.
Not a lot of story.
There's no story.
I don't know how the fuck Diva just exists perfectly fine in her world.
As a 19-year-old soldier who is in a mech that self-destructs
and live streams it,
and like there's no PTSD or anything.
Yeah, I don't know how the fuck that's a thing.
Look, it's fine.
Like you have Reaper, running around being half dead, half alive. You have Ana being shot in the eye, and Soldier 76 just being himself. Reinhardt's just like, I buried all of you. Now you guys are back from the dead. And then you have Diva just, GG guys, is this easy mode? I fought in the war, and I'm totally okay with that.
Anyway.
Because, I played StarCraft. That's totally the same thing.
Story details are vague. I'm pretty sure Diva wasn't a member of the actual Overwatch.
She fought in some kind of war, though.
Look, man, I'm just saying, for what you're saying, so you don't, get beaten up by fact checkers. Anyways.
Right, Overwatch were the, heroes of this story. Or the Overwatch heroes were the heroes of this story. I don't know how, Diva was in an army where a bunch of people died around her, because nobody cared about those guys.
South Korea?
Yeah, whatever the fuck she was at. I know what you said.
South Korea. That's where she's from.
Yes.
And then, but you got, Lucio, who, led a revolution. And then he was like, I gotta go do a concert. And they were like, what? And then they all probably died afterwards. Because, you don't just fucking leave to do a concert after you lead a revolution. That's...
And then Symmetra's just always an asshole.
Not always.
There is not one nice thing she says to anybody in that.
She says, I'm dead. That's pretty nice. Everyone feels a little bit better about their lives.
That's alright, whatever, Jordan.
What? It counts, man. It counts.
Everybody has a right to dislike a character. I completely understand that you dislike this character.
I didn't say I dislike Symmetra.
You have told me a couple of times you do not care for Symmetra at least.
She has a big nose.
That's alright. I didn't say your reasons were wrong or you had to give me a reason. I just said I understand.
First of all, I didn't say I dislike her. You said I dislike her. And I just said she has a big nose. And that's the most notable thing I have about her. She sometimes throws a laser at you, and if you're like Zarya, I like playing Zarya because she's fun. I'm like, ha, thanks. Then I murder her. And then some other people too. Zarya's the best, guys. Well, JK Mercy's the best, then Diva, then Zarya. But just so you know the overall hierarchy. But still, those three, most fun to play.
I can't have that much fun playing as Diva. I've tried a couple of times.
Maybe you're just not good enough.
I'm pretty sure I'm better than you, but whatever.
At playing Diva?
I was just saying Overwatch, but yeah, sure.
Well, we're relating it to the character that you're not having fun with.
Because, I'm terrible at playing Zarya, and it's still, fun to play Zarya.
Oh. But, okay. So each situation is different. So you have to think of it in that context.
Anyway, Overwatch is a game.
The podcast gets silent later. It's just 'cause I'm murdering him.
It's not gonna get silent. It's gonna be a lot weirder. And it's gonna be to a point where you're not gonna want to upload that. Because I'm gonna say some really weird stuff because I want my last words to be hilarious, especially if I'm being killed by Jordan. I want him to feel the most uncomfortable while killing me. But anyway,
you got some weird shit going on, man, over there. You should really get it under control.
I am sick and I am coming down with a cold.
Did you say you are sick and you are coming down with a cold?
Yes.
Both of those.
I know what I said.
Are you retarded?
A little bit.
A little bit? Okay. But
let's get back onto the
I'm so
game
glad I don't
Overwatch.
have work tomorrow. They gave my shift to someone else because they had to cut hours. So fucking weird. Sorry.
I really wish there was more in Overwatch. I wish there was more game modes. It's like, from what I've been hearing, the developers are testing game modes. And they're just like, some of these game modes won't even leave the testing phase. But I'm just like, if you don't make those games ranked game modes, you could just put it in the game. You have a dedicated server for testing stuff. Let your players test the stuff.
No.
It would add more to the game, especially when there's downtimes for ranked matches.
It's okay, because we get like bare bones shit like Junkenstein's Revenge, which everyone keeps telling me is like really great. They really like it. And all I can say is, like, y'all, this is 2016. I've played so many different survival game formats. This is the most bare bones shit version of it I've ever played, and people keep telling me like it's super fun and it's super good, and I'm just like, where did our standards go? It's 2016. It's the smallest, tiniest area. Your enemies don't do anything but move forward, and except for the like 5 that shoot at you, and then you've got your bosses, and that's it. And like the inconsistency with the boss spawn time and the round ending time is so confusing. Because I'm like, is there rounds? Or what? How does the spawn time work? Reaper just showed up, and after we killed him, like literally seconds later. So like, it's just like, I get that people like it and that's cool, but I'm just saying, it's 2016. I've played so many different versions of, hey, protect this thing, fight off waves of enemies till the end.
Yeah.
This is the most disappointing by far.
And it's one of those things that has like a really good amount of potential, especially with the vast hero cast that they have.
But you're
once again
to 4 characters.
And once again, like, this is one of those things that would have made characters like Symmetra actually useful. Like,
it could have made a lot of characters useful if you made the enemies more, I don't know, aggressive than your training mode dummies. You could have had a lot more interesting things happen in the match. If you made the area bigger, if you put real time into it. But Overwatch came out incomplete for all intents and purposes next to any other standard game release that releases at $60, and there's some games that release at $40 that release more. But I'm gonna go with $60 because some people had no choice but to play $60, and I don't think you can call the game a $40 game as your reference point when you had more SKUs where it was forced on people at $60.
Yeah.
Like, if we're being fair, that's not how you should rate the game as a $40 game then, because only one specific community got it at $40. Like, nah, son. So it's a $60 game.
Yeah.
And some people have told me, I know you didn't have an option, but you did pay for some extra stuff. And I'm like, even with that extra stuff, it does not measure up to being a $60 game.
I can tell you now, the $40 that my copy costs and the stuff that I didn't get for it, I am not losing any sleep over it.
I don't use any of the stuff from the Origin edition.
Yeah, because most of it's fucking stupid.
The skins are pretty lame. Like, I don't like Young Soldier. I don't care about Overgrown Bastion. Fucking
Slipstream
Tracer, Overwatch Reyes. Like, they're just not. They're not what I want. And like, the fact that I had to get them and had to pay more than I wanted to for that game is so dumb.
It's like the developers are also weird. Like, they're weird to experiment, even though their game is a huge success. I don't know what they're afraid of, like, doing.
Spending more money?
But they're still, like, once again, they're still testing certain things like game modes and whatnot. So
community backlash.
Why not put that at some, like, I guess I can understand that to a certain extent, but there's ways that you can have people playtest these things without it actually.
Testing community servers means putting stuff up on community servers, which would probably cost money. Like, there's reasonings behind everything, and I'm just saying, Overwatch is like a smelly cash grab, especially with the way the summer games loot boxes are handled. I don't even know how I feel about like the Halloween loot boxes still annoy me because like I've gotten duplicates of the legendaries because I have all 4 legendaries now, and I get like 200 credits. Now I might be wrong, but last time I checked, if you got a duplicate of a legendary, don't you get like more than 200?
I don't think so, but I'd have to check that
I
again.
had to double check because I feel like I got more than 200 before. But anyways, it's just
You don't get much for duplicates. Like,
No,
I feel like you don't get enough for like legendary duplicates.
you don't get enough for a lot of duplicates, and you get lots of duplicates all the time. Especially in like even when you do
like the more you unlock, the worse it gets.
the more even you do in events, and like that's my biggest thing, man. Like 3,000 is a lot of credits, and like the best way to get credits is if you get like a legendary credits, which is 500 credits.
Yeah,
And like
that's what
you
we're
get
doing.
mad though when you get like legendary credits because you're like I could have just gone the legendary skin, and I'm
Unless you unlocked all the legendary skins, which I'm pretty sure somebody has. So legendary credits is a godsend, I guess. Maybe.
no, because like at that point like it's just such a weird system, and like it really entices you to spend money because it's just so much RNG, and you just want to get the stuff and you don't want to worry about it, especially during event season. And I'm so upset that like they're gonna just add more each year to those event seasons on top of what was already in there, on top of random skins and emotes that they add during PTRs and stuff, and like all that. So all those things keep piling up, so you get a bigger pool of items to get each time until you have this huge pile. So you're just getting like it's like 90% duplicates and like 2% new stuff, and that you have 4 chances to get it each time.
What I don't like about that is that the fact that this game is so successful, that I feel like it encourages that type of behavior in other companies. So they're going to have more systems like that.
One of the quotes for the game was, "This is the new gold standard of multiplayer shooters," and I said, "You can go eat a fucking dick, because this is not the gold standard of anything. This is like
gameplay wise, I can see why so many people are investing so much time into this game, myself included, but
because it's simple.
Yeah.
I don't even understand how. The Overwatch competitive community surprises me consistently that it exists. That people, and I'm not talking like pro competitive. Like pro competitive, it exists. It's a team based game. There was no way it wasn't gonna come about.
Yeah.
I accept that. I'm talking about the people who play the game and take it extra serious and like care like super deeply about a lot of these things, and just like the game is such an easy, for fun game. Like I don't know why it matters that much. There's no end game for it.
I feel like it's like a lot of people want this to be the game that makes them either famous or rich, and it's not gonna happen. And once that reality sets in, they just ruins their experience, and they want to ruin that experience for anybody else. Like I've had people play in competitive matches and get so mad that they would just give up during the match and just say, "I hope you all lose. You guys suck." Not even like
The Overwatch community can be like especially toxic.
at least for the American servers. I don't like the. I don't want to speak for the other servers. I don't know what they're doing over there.
It's just so disappointing.
It's a game that definitely has a lot of potential to be something
that being
great.
said, it's fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
It has potential to be great, but like there's not enough stuff there. There's not enough. There's no growth. My biggest problem playing Overwatch is it doesn't go anywhere, and I don't understand how people like let that go. Like every other shooter, every
other game that's kind of been like that, where they want you to like pay money for stuff, and people and it's like it's either you pay money or you deal with like RNG, and people backlash to those type of games.
Oh yeah, no,
constantly.
I've said this a bunch of times. Overwatch has succeeded where other games get burned alive. Destiny, Titanfall, all games that have focused on multiplayer, have had little story, have been eaten alive, swarmed, beaten, and crushed. And you know what? Overwatch is cool because we got a nice little clip of this hero. We got a nice little clip of this hero. And now we're in. And we're going to buy it. We're going to eat it up. And we're going to say stuff like, I hope they'll maybe definitely one day put a story in. And they won't. And we'll take the loot boxes because, like, no, the game's fun. And, like,
we love the... It's pretty much... The reason why this game has not been burned alive like it is because of the character designs.
Which is so...
Like, literally, Destiny has nothing character design wise that I've seen in that game that would make everybody go, yes, I want to throw all of my money at it. Titanfall, not at all. Like, you barely...
They had solid gameplay and progression.
Yes, solid.
They had reasons to keep you playing, to come back, that rewarded you for playing it more. Even if you weren't good at it, you still progressed in those games and unlocked more stuff, and the game grew with you. Overwatch doesn't grow with anyone.
But it has nice character designs. And that's why that game is selling as well as it is. Honestly, that's what I feel like the reason is.
You're skipping on the social part, but yeah.
I mean, it's like you've got some pretty cool, gameplay mechanics and concepts in there, but once again, if the character designs in this game...
I mean, though, for all those gameplay mechanics, they're pretty basic, and they also somehow piss off everyone who plays the game. No matter who you play, that character probably pisses off someone. Because the Overwatch community has, like, really strong opinions on which characters are acceptable and which characters are not acceptable.
But once again, so many people still love those character concepts, and they want to get all the customizable things and all the... It just gives them something to do for this character. And you don't see that in the other games that you just said that you get burned alive for some of the lack of content that they have. Or
so
some of the things
all games should be more aesthetics, less gameplay, and the world would be a happy place.
If you want to make money in an easy way.
Like I said, the world would be a happy place. People will be satisfied with their products. I mean, there would be people like me who would literally want to strangle everyone around them. But, like, that's fine. Like, who cares about me? Who cares what I think is good? Who cares about having standards?
I care about you, Jordan.
I don't like your jokes.
Anyway. Once again, and I've had this problem with Overwatch, even though I play it a lot. I just wish there was a little bit more.
You don't just play it a lot. It is one of the few games you care to, like, be good at.
Well, that's because I have other people who play the game with me, and it's just... I have fun playing it. It's actually, first of all, I don't have it for a console, so I understand why.
I'm saying there's plenty of games that that people are willing to play with you that you care a whole lot less about.
And I was getting into that. This game in itself kind of rewards me for getting good at the game. I do not expect to be rewarded for getting good at any of the other games that I play with.
How does this game reward you?
I mean, my teammates have usually... say good things about, how I play the game, especially if I'm doing well in it. If I get play of the game, they're just like, oh, good shit.
Are you doing this for praise?
A little bit, yes. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it for everybody.
You did, though. You said a little bit, yes. When you should have just said,
it's just a thing it's just a thing I say.
A sugarcoating is just a thing you do?
Yes, it is.
But then you say I'm not going to sugarcoat it?
Yes.
So
this is just gonna be a circle. I just want you to let you know that
it's already a circle. What do you mean?
This is so fun to do.
IsaiahsFullOfShit.org. please visit and find out all of the secrets you need to know.
But I do have more fun getting better at this game than I do getting better at any other game, and the results of getting good at this game is a lot better than the results of getting good at any other game with anyone else. Unless it's like one of those solo games where I'm just like, I just want to get good at it. Like Borderlands, I just like getting good at that game because it was just fun for me to play.
Not fun to play with.
What was that?
This just didn't. We're not fun to play with. Is what I heard. But it's cool.
I wouldn't say you guys aren't fun to play with. It's not worth getting good at this game with you guys.
I don't know what you think that sounds like, but I'm gonna let you just enjoy.
Because I can play it and still enjoy myself. need to be bad at the game in order to enjoy it.
You don't enjoy playing games with us?
No, I don't enjoy being good at that game with you guys.
What game?
All of them.
All of them? What? What's wrong with being good at One Piece?
Oh man, I remember that time. It just got really quiet when we were just having a long set, and I just kept playing those 3 characters.
I gotta try stuff. I gotta focus. You played them well, and I couldn't joke around.
I just looked at you. I was just like, oh my god, Jordan's gonna hit me.
But
I literally just had a moment to myself.
But I didn't hit you. I didn't.
I thought you would.
Why would I hit you? You were playing.
Just hit me for random reasons.
Yeah, but not random reasons. Like, you usually do something, and I'm like, why don't? And you're like, I don't get why I did it wrong. I'm like, but that was clearly offensive, and you're like, no, it's fine.
No, not just that. It's probably things that I've done, but sometimes I've just like things that I've done in the past, not like things I've done in that moment. Because remember, you've told me I haven't had to have done anything at that time for you to be angry at me. Sometimes, like, some of the things that I've done does not.
Oh, you like you did something, and I was still mad at you about it.
Yeah.
And you were just like, you hadn't made the situation any better, so the anger was still there. So I hit you for it.
Yes, but that was like a couple of days later.
No, it wasn't.
There was some.
No. Because I've told you that a couple of times.
We are actually like going on a really different tangent.
Well, this is what happens in podcasts. And I just don't want you, I don't like this framing of me you're doing. But like, whatever, man. I just saying, One Piece was fun for me. But like, those characters gave me trouble, so I had to focus. I didn't think that would make it less fun. But because I don't understand the point of making a joke every 5 seconds when someone gets hit in the face in the fighting game. Like, oh man, they got hit in the face. But like, I don't know what we were expecting in a fighting game at this point.
And that might just be a me thing. I might just associate silence with like actual tension and whatnot.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, there's our reasons for that. I've seen them. Pokken Tournament, man. Those days. That game was supposed to. That game was supposed to be fun.
It was fun for me for a short time.
I mean, I had fun with it, but I was like, this game is just not for me. Like, I don't play the way this game wants you to play the game, and that was my problem. And then I saw other people playing that game, and I'm like, that is a world that I don't think I want to live in. Just man. Like,
yeah, the Evo for that just looked like they just looked like they weren't having a good time. They were just like, I gotta fight this motherfucker.
yeah. But anyways, Overwatch is a game. Fighting games are sometimes fun, and everyone likes cooperative games more than competitive games because they promote friendship and not this guy is gonna die, and that's the only thing I can feel right now.
That's why Mario Party is considered the friend-ending game.
I think that was the general consensus of that. But what else has been played? Oh. Gears of War 4.
The Horde mode for that, I definitely still prefer the third.
Why?
So, in the third version of the game, whenever you kill people, you got to build your own things and you can get your own base. So in the event that, you were with a team and you wanted to do your own thing, if you're still doing well, you can do that.
I think your deep narcissism is showing.
I don't care. People know that I'm a narcissist. I'm not going to tell people I'm not.
But I'm saying, like, it's weird that your problem is this game is promoting teamwork more than ever.
Yes, but, like, if you're stuck with a team that's not that good, it's just not fun. Like, when Dominic and I play it, or when you and I play it, it's perfectly fine, but I can see it being online just like...
But, like, let's be real. Let's get this very clear. Right now, your problem is something that's hypothetical that has not happened in any of the sessions we've played with other players.
No, one time we went online, and when we were playing online, a lot of the times people would use the power that we got in the Fabricator, and they would just use it for, like, random things that we didn't need to use it for. We've had, like, situations when where that happened.
I remember one time I was playing with Dominic and we had like
that was just a shit show in itself. That's not what I was talking about.
First of all, you don't even know what I'm talking about.
I thought I knew what you were talking about.
What? The harbor situation?
Yes.
No, that was fucking amazing. That was a lot of fun. Because, like, we were at the point where we weren't going to beat the boss anymore. And then it was just, like, how do we dick around for the next, like, 30 minutes and while we know we're not going to beat this boss.
But if I didn't, like, if I was on the other side of that and I was actually still trying to play that game. And
you thought they were trying because they weren't doing a good job of trying.
And once again, it's probably going to play into your hypothetical, or your theory of me thinking about the hypothetical. But, like, I'm thinking, like, if I'm on the other side of that and I just see you guys dicking around at this point.
You can't say you think it's going to play into my hypothetical as you give a hypothetical. That's literally, like, you know it is. That's why you said whatever. Anyways.
Thank you, Jordan. Thank you for being patient with me.
I'm doing my best, man. Like, you're a smart person under there, right? Right?
That's what I've been told.
That's a strong point, I guess. So yeah, no, I think the horde mode's fun. I think it promotes teamwork, and I think it usually plays well. Like, I was playing with Dominic, and we had a rough one because this idiot wanted to put the fabricator in, like, a place with no cover, and I was like, no, fuck you, guy, and I dragged it out, and he said, no, fuck you, guy, and he dragged it back in, and I said, no, fuck you, guy, and I dragged it out. And then he just started barricading the area with no fabricator, and I was like, and then then like two of them quit, and there was just three of us, and that other guy eventually had to go or something, but it still turned out really well. And I mean, like, it's the game. I can see the hypothetical issue, but like, it's not something that is present enough to make me worry about it.
As a person who has more fun with single player experiences, I don't like the idea of my experience being affected by, like, someone else.
Never play a multiplayer game again.
I mean, like I said, it's one of the reasons why I believe games like Overwatch and all that whatnot needs more content, because I would like, you know, a single player experience at some point. I know I'm not getting it. It's not going to happen.
No. You've got custom games and versus AI.
I mean, I do that occasionally to practice, and luckily, I've just been lucky enough to have people to make the experience playing Overwatch
I bet
a good
you
experience. Because when the game, like, originally came out with, like, rank match, I did a lot of solo queue. I was about to quit that game. Like, I was just going to not play that game.
Why?
Because the people there were toxic. They were always being assholes for the most part.
Oh, that's right. You have, like, a text chat in PC.
Yeah.
I don't know why people thought that was a good idea.
People would just constantly, like, do the queues, like, I need a healing and all this random crap. And if you join team chat, it was not fun. Overall,
one time I was playing Overwatch on my PS4, and someone sent me a message and said, "You're literally the shittiest Mercy I've ever seen." And I said, "Congratulations on your soul." And then, like, the next match, I was playing Mercy again, and this other person played Mercy, and it was like this beautiful just match of greatness, and we were, like, healing each other, and just, it was good times. And I got a message at the end of that match, and it said, "Me M love you," and I said yes, and then they sent me a bunch of hearts, and I said, "Bless you and your beautiful soul," and then they said, she said, "I love you, have a wonderful night," and I was like, okay.
Well, Jordan has an online spouse.
I don't know if that's what that is. I don't know if I can currently, given all the unique situations I've already been in throughout my life growing up, in the interwebs and people. Man, it's dark times on there, guys. Some real dark times.
Well, we're not gonna go into that.
Well, I mean, I know. Don't tell me what I'm gonna do. What do you think you are? Slavery's over right there. Anyways, Overwatch is an interesting community of interesting players.
Yeah, if I didn't make the friends that I did that, like, joined on Overwatch, I probably would not be playing that
Are
game.
you telling me you made random friends playing Overwatch?
I've made some random friends playing Overwatch, yeah.
The word you're looking for is yes.
Yes, Jordan, yes.
Deep regret fills my soul.
I'm so glad.
But yeah, I mean, is there anything else I want to go over?
Not that I know of.
There's just a lot of stuff that's happened, video game wise and like TV show wise, movie wise, comic book wise.
We've also gone into like the second hour of this.
Doctor Strange is coming out soon, so yeah, no. I'm just glad everyone stuck with us as we went through all of it and got stuck on our tangents. This is what happens when you put the two of us here, because like I'm really just have things I want to talk about. I am really just have things I want to talk about. That was a great sentence, everyone. I just really have things I want to talk about and bring up, and
my brain's a jumbled mess.
I just hope Isaiah can like respond to them most of the time, and then I sometimes ignore him while he talks, and it's really great for the podcast. I like to think so. You know, once again,
Where people like my voice is really odd because I'm the like only one who hates it.
No, you're not.
Other than you, but
I didn't say I hated it. Excuse you.
Okay.
He looks really smug right now, and I know you can't see that over the podcast.
I don't know how.
But I want everyone to feel that that smugness that is emitting from him right now. That smugness is the last thing he'll probably feel before he dies. So, you know. Anyways, I think we're about to end this podcast on that note. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
We'll catch you guys next time.